genocide. How would you like to comment, Mr. President? Distinguished friends, all minority groups or religious communities in our country, we gathered with them and organized an iftar dinner with them. We asked them personally if they have been facing any problems in Turkey. I have had a chance to listen to those from them directly, and it very much pleased me to hear that they are very happy. And of course, we have been delivering all sorts of support to them, and we will continue to do so. And in Balat, we, as you know, inaugurated a church with them. And in Bakırköy, there is a sanctuary, the foundation of which has been laid for the Assyrian church, and hopefully it will be constructed within 1 year, and we will also open that church. And throughout, of course, all these processes, we will be helping them in all our power, and we expressed those clearly to the leaders of the religious communities during our fast-breaking dinner. As you know, dear friends, science is a common good for, if you will, all humanity, and there's no jealousy or whatnot in that regard. This is about health. So, stating that we will not provide any of the scientific studies or products to the others is a wrong attitude. And we started the procedure in our country with the vaccine from China, and then from Germany, a vaccine produced by scientist Uğur Şahin and his wife. And now with Mr. Putin, we have some talks about the Sputnik vaccine, and we will probably have high batches of vaccines delivered to our country from Russia. And it is also in question to have a joint production for vaccines with cooperation of different countries. And as you know, we have very intense studies ongoing for local production of vaccines, and hopefully as of maybe September we will start putting our locally developed vaccines in public use. And not only Turkey, but we will be sharing this, of course, with the rest of the world if there's any interest. As you know, our attitude towards the people of Egypt is very positive. The Turkish and Egyptian peoples have been very close throughout the history. Therefore, it is wrong to perceive it as enmity. We are, on the other hand, friendly peoples, and we have this togetherness, this unity, which comes from history. And we are exerting efforts to stand united. As I said before, it is saddening to see that the people of Egypt is considered the same as the people of Greece, and it will, of course, be upsetting to see them cooperating. And now you know that there is a new process which has started unfolding. Our intelligence agencies started conducting meetings, and the members of our foreign ministry and our foreign missions are now in frequent contact, so we will expand the scope of talks, hopefully. Mr. President, how would you like to comment on the studies ongoing regarding the new constitution? About the new constitution, as you know, dear friends, we have some negotiations with Devlet Bahçeli. We have some talks frequently. We held talks at the presidential complex and at Mr. Bahçeli's home, and we have had the chance to address to many issues that concern our country. And of course, during our talks, we had the chance to talk about the constitution, the new constitution related issues, and we said we will start the preparations jointly. And now they have covered a certain mileage, and they have shared what they have prepared so far, all their studies. And our studies are about to be finalized, and once they are finalized, we will be sharing all the preparations or the preliminary work we conducted for the new constitution. And then we will be conducting joint studies, of course. And not only that, but we will present it to the opposition parties. And not that also only, but we will be sharing then all the studies, all the preparations made with the NGOs, and hopefully we are willing to put a new constitution that all our people consent to. The Master Neşet Ertaş, as you know, said, those who run with love in their hearts will never tire. And as you know, for the past 19, 18 years, we have been running, if you will, to serve our people with love in our hearts. And this is how we mobilized our organizations in education, health, justice, transportation, agriculture, energy, and international relations. We have taken many steps, and all these steps were possible for we have always had love in our hearts. If it had not been for that love, we would not have been able to adorn our country with many great works. Just imagine, we now have 207 universities, while we only had 77 in our country before we took office. And now we have universities in each and every city of our country. Why have we done that for education? Well, because we wanted a student who is residing in Hakkari province, for instance, to be able to access to education in his or her own city, hometown. This goes the same for all the provinces, all cities of our country. So whatever we had in the West should be possibly accessible in the East, in all corners of the country, we said. This goes the same for the city hospitals. We have made a lot of movements in the field of health. We wanted our citizens to be able to reach to healthcare services. We didn't want our citizens, our people, to feel the need to travel to maybe to Cleveland for healthcare services. We have all the capacity, we have all the means, and all, of course, professionalism. Our healthcare professionals are very much knowledgeable in their fields. And now we see people from all across the world, people coming from the Scandinavian countries, for example, admire the features of our hospitals. For example, during the pandemic, only in 45 days, we managed to construct a hospital of 1,008 beds with all equipment. Fully equipped hospitals. This goes the same for Sancaktepe Hospital. Why so? Because we wanted those traveling from abroad to be able to land. As you know, those the plots where the new hospitals were constructed were old airport sites. So we wanted everyone to be able to depart to the hospitals the moment they land at those sites. So this is an example in the field of health, and as I said before, it goes the same for many other fields, including education. And during the coronavirus period, as you know, we have felt the need to conduct many things online. And during such an era, we have always exerted efforts to communalize all means and to make sure that each and every student in our country has access to the same opportunities. Let's now talk about transportation. Turkey is among the top in the field of transportation in the world. When we took office, we had limited resources, limited means in transportation. For example, we have 28,000 kilometers long highways, motorways, while the figure was only around 6,000 kilometers when we took office. We have now interconnection. We had only 26 airports when we took office, and now, thank be to God, we have more than 50 airports. So these are only possible if you run to your goals, run towards your goals with love in your heart. This goes again the same for foreign politics. Turkey is not a country that is to be adjusted or ordered by some other foreign forces. Turkey is able to stand tall and sound on its own, and we are very much in a good position for agriculture, local production, stock breeding, and we have been exerting efforts to grow the volumes of production in all these fields, and we have been preparing ourselves for the future with great works undertaken and underway. Thank you very much.